floor.
Oh my god. I mean, yeah, we're not seeing that in this version we've got playable, but I mean, just imagine the different weapons.
Yeah. No, I was already, and they showed a bunch of different maps on. We're obviously showing just this one here, but every time I saw the overhead views of new maps, I was already in my head like, okay, that's a choke point. That's a choke point. I got to get that high platform, you know.
Well, Eric right here is sort of using this. He's sort of doing a strategy where you shoot ink, swim through it, and you by like
pop out.
Shooting ink, swimming through it, you can like increase your rate of speed like through the map. It's unbelievable.
Oh man, I gotta practice.
Yeah.
I am not that good yet. Hopefully they won't actually put me on one of these units for any of these segments. I think I'd do all right, but not like that.
See, Eric kind of just showed for the people at home just how quickly you can get to across the map by using that sort of combination of shooting ink, swimming through it, shooting ink, swimming through it.
Now that I'm taking the time to stare at it too, it's kind of awesome how you can see the ink tank in the back, exactly how depleted it is.
Yeah,
at all times. That's totally.
And there's a little red arrow on that ink tank too, and that's actually the level you have to have it at to throw an ink bomb. It's like a splatter bomb.
Oh yeah, we haven't even talked about
those. There it was. He just threw one. So.
Now that dumped way like a ton
it takes
of
that
ink
much,
out.
like 70% of that tank.
Right. So you can't just go and spam splatter bombs.
Yeah, you can.
All right, let's get in there. We didn't even talk about going through grates either.
I know.
There's too much to talk about in this game, man.
Well, that's why we're slowing down, letting him play the tutorial so we can remember all this stuff.
I can't slow down.
As soon as this match starts, it's gonna get crazy.
Loading up, loading players.
So
I've actually seen a lot of different ink colors too. I think that is this randomly spawning which ink colors it is every time we play this
yeah,
demo?
we've got 3 sets of ink colors, and
you got to figure that some people. Oh, we're gonna hop over here. We're gonna hop over to this other gamepad. Morgan, come back over here.
Yeah.
As we're waiting, we can talk about one other thing that I want to talk about, which is the. Tell me what the super weapon's called. Is it super weapon?
Yeah, super weapon. So.
All right, we're gonna try to get Smitty. We're gonna try to get you to get one of those. I don't think you busted that out in the last match, but in this match, talk to me how exactly super weapons fill up and what they do for you, basically.
Yeah. So as the ink's sort of filling up the tank, as you're splattering and as you're like covering the ground, your score is going up. So like every new bit of turf that you cover is going to add to that total. So it's not like it has to be claimed for the first time. And as your little meter fills up, you then get this like super weapon. You click the right thumbstick, pull out this like, it's basically a giant bazooka.
Full of ink.
Yeah, and you only have as many shots as, it's like a timer. It's like a cooldown.
So you fire at will, basically. Fire as fast as you possibly can, and you'll be spraying ink
Exactly.
everywhere.
It's like a cooldown timer. So.
No, and sorry, I didn't understand your explanation. The way it fills up is every time you're painting over anything, that's basically adding to like a point total.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
that and that is filling the meter up. The point total
exactly.
You're doing. Does that have anything to do with when?
So they're gonna get going here again. So we're gonna.
Oh, okay. Are you telling me to stop talking?
No. I'm just saying
I was amusing anecdote.
Yeah. Well, I just want to make sure that we're focused on
Let's focus on the gameplay. See if you can get me a super weapon, man. I need to see it.
Yeah. So what you're gonna see is sort of. So you see his score going up. He's got 23, 24. What that's counting is sort of how much new turf is covered by his ink from his tank, not his team. That's his individual score.
Gotcha.
So
this is what I don't focus on when I'm playing. I'm just running around like must spray everything because it feels too good.
And yeah, as that's going up, that meter's filling up.
He just
oh.
Come on.
Oh, we got him.
Did you get him?
And you get a little bump for that too. Like when you splatter another player, you get a little point bump.
Oh,
that's all going to add to your own total. So that's what we're seeing at the end of matches when like you might be on a losing team but be the first player. It means that like, you did a lot of work.
That was awesome. So you see how he escaped that? He threw a splatter bomb into that hallway. Smitty basically turned into squid form, jumped out, and basically dodged the ink explosion.
Yeah.
The wise retreat. Gotta refill, man.
All right, he's got a super weapon ready. Let's see if he's gonna use it.
He's gonna get smoked.
Oh,
there he goes. He's got it.
Oh, look at that. He's just laying down these like cyclones, these like swaths of ink. It feels so good too, because if you have a big wide open area in front of you, you can just like boom, lay down like.
Yeah. Actually, we were playing this earlier, and I was on a high platform, and someone way below me was firing it. It still hit me. I didn't even see it coming. All of a sudden, there's this cyclone.
Oh, yeah, it's like a 40-foot tall like spinning cyclone wall of ink. You don't want to mess with that.
Smitty's really moving.
Yeah,
there it comes. See, that's exactly what I saw. That was the last thing I saw. The cyclone of ink coming in my face.
And yeah, you were talking about this earlier, the different colors. Now we have sort of orange versus blue. There's 3 sets, and they all look so good. Like just the way the ink looks, the way it reflects.
Yeah, that's. I mean,
I've played this game for weeks now, getting ready for E3, and like I've never gotten tired of just shooting ink.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is that there's no. I feel like you're not going to just master any map or any strategy. Every single time I play this, I feel like I have to have a different strategy because it constantly evolves.
There's this guy Ethan that works in the Treehouse, and like his favorite thing to do is he runs to the other side of the map, shoots one little tiny dot of ink, and then just hides in it. Just sits there.
Yeah, that sounds like Ethan.
So.
Sounds like.
Yeah. We've got about 50 seconds left in this match, so and we're gonna. After this match is over, we're going to kick it back over to the...
Yeah, I think we're probably not even going to see... I don't think we're even going to see the end of this match because we have people waving at us saying that somebody way more important than us is waiting over on the deck.
Yeah, one of the most important people in my life since I was a kid.
Yes, we are going to have Mr. Miyamoto on Treehouse Live, Nintendo Treehouse Live at E3's deck coming up next. So we're just going to take a really quick break.
I hope you guys have had a great time looking at Splatoon. It's we're going to have a bunch more segments.
We get to come back. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I need to see this
whole show floor. So yeah.
Excellent. All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and then Mr. Miyamoto will be waiting.
Thank you, guys.
So that wasn't. That's live at E3.
What's good about that is we get to see who won this.
See some new strats, Smitty.
I know. This is like we've had 2 matches in a row that have come down to a decimal point.
Yeah, let's. So, this is what I do in this game. Is normally I immediately try to paint everything right around my base, but then I make basically this path so that I can go up and snipe people.
I know, you love this.
But the problem is, and we saw this in the last match when we had Smitty fighting for this hallway, is you can basically be below that, paint a way up, and then jump through the grate.
Yeah.
And so if somebody's camping up there like I always do, basically somebody could just pop up from below me and splatter me immediately.
Oh yeah, and I love this. We've got the one map sort of playable here at E3. I love the way the dev team designed it because it's sort of a classic multiplayer map, perfectly symmetrical, perfect choke point in the middle.
Look at this hallway fight. Look at this hallway fight. So he's in there. He's in the ink.
And the thing is, the other.
He doesn't see him. He doesn't see him.
He knows he's around there.
Yeah.
And that's important though. When you're hiding in your ink, you're invisible, but you're not invulnerable. So.
Right. So yeah, if they are shooting ink on the spot that you're hiding, you're gonna get splattered anyways.
If they see you duck there and you just don't move, and they shoot. Yeah, exactly. Eric's got his super weapon ready, but I think he's going to do one of my favorite strategies, which is see if he goes up to a higher point and then just sort of lays down some...
They know you're there! Oh. See, so they saw his ink splatter basically on the ground, and they knew somebody was there.
He left his super weapon just laying there.
Sure.
His super jump back into the...
Back into it. So anyway, my strategy is sort of go up there and camp, but the times I've played with you, you're more the guy who beelines for as deep into enemy territory as possible and sets up some choke
I like
points,
to fly because there's that middle point in the map where all the action takes place. So if you get past that, one person can get up there, sort of be that avant-garde up on the front line, and then everybody else can feed into that choke point behind you, and you can hold that off a little bit longer.
Well, and what's so interesting about that central area that's so tightly contested is it's not like a normal shooter. You're in there, you're in a tightly contested spot, and there are firefights, right?
Yeah.
But here it's like you're not only going in there and having the firefight and people are getting splattered all around you, but whoever has inked the most area in that area has a natural advantage because they can get around the environment so much faster.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, you're not just chasing the people there. You're working with what the environment is giving you.
Absolutely. And one thing I think we also haven't talked about is this game I feel like has gameplay and depth that even the most hardcore players in the Treehouse can't get enough of, but it also has this really low barrier of entry where it reminds me of almost like a Mario Kart.
Yeah.
So it's it feels like it feels like sort of it's obviously our take on a online first-person shooter, but what's great about the mechanic of shooting ink is that you even if all you're doing is hanging around by your base, just shooting a wall, you're helping your team win.
Yeah, no,
you don't
exactly.
have to be out there like, you know, headshot. You don't have to be out there like, you know, cranking up a bunch of splatters. Like, you're helping your team in so many different ways that, like, I've seen everybody from the best players to, like, more casual players all sort of combine and make a really awesome team because everybody plays to their own strengths.
Yeah, totally. I mean, so you, like, say we had, like, Trinan on our team. We'd be like, yo, Trinan, just stay at home and just paint the area around the base.
Yeah,
you
don't want Bill.
You don't want to go out into the combat area.
Yeah, just like Bill, paint your house. You know, pretend you're at home.
Oh man, 0.1%.
Unprecedented.
I mean, that's unreal. Yeah. And you don't know until the cat drops the flag.
I've never seen a 0.1%. I think the dev team might need to add a second decimal point, because you know.
Yeah, people are gonna be bitter. They're like, come on, wait, I know I had another 0.1% in me somewhere. Oh, Trinan's gonna kill us. Yeah, let's do one more. They're telling us that we have a little bit more time, so we're at all my Splatoon.
Mr. Miyamoto's en route. He's still en route. He's just walking slow.
My Splatoon begging has gotten us a little bit more time.
I saw those pictures yesterday we had of Miyamoto seeing Fizamech on the security camera, so that may be why he's delayed a little bit.
Oh yeah.
He may be making sure that he's not going to crash. Fizamech's not going to crash the party. It's hard to say. So we're getting one more look at the tutorial here, and what's great, I think, about the way this, these guys are playing the same version that all the people here at E3 are going to play, and it's just such a nice E3 version of a game because the tutorial just lets you get used to those controls. It gets you play around, throw some ink down, turn it into a squid,
and then you get 2 rounds. Yeah, plenty of time.
People are going to have a blast. I've already seen people just losing their minds. Like we've been seeing people at the end of the match because you have that really like dramatic like. What percent? Who won? Like cheers. Totally. Oh man.
I'm pretty into this sort of gritty. I mean, it's kind of hard to say gritty when everything's so colorful, but this is a really urban environment. You know, we're used to seeing Nintendo worlds with there's Goombas running around. There's colorful mushrooms and happy clouds with faces and stuff like that. I mean, this looks industrial. You know,
it's cool. There's like there's like kind of graffiti on the walls. It's all kind of got that, It's got that kind of street vibe, graffiti, sort of street style.
Yeah.
You got like abandoned warehouse district kind of thing.
Yeah, there's an overpass over there.
And I don't know anything about what other levels are going to look like, but just my imagination runs wild thinking about the way that, we saw some more on the video, the digital event, just thinking about the
different maps.
And the type of maps that can play into the strengths of being able to cover any surface with ink and then swim through it.
I don't think painting the tree does anything, Smitty. Does it? No, it doesn't do anything other than improve aesthetics. You can't hide in the tree trunk, can you? Have you tried that? I have to try that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Next time we get our hands.
I'm sure Ethan's tried that. Ethan will find any spot to hide and crouch, and then take a coward's way out.
Dude, this is what we just started Nintendo Treehouse Live at E3, and we've already called out like 3 guys who are going to be super pissed at us for saying that they suck at this game. Well, that's what the advantage of having the microphone. We get to do that.
All right, we're going to chance to see another couple rounds here, some bonus coverage.
Smitty, show us something awesome. Inklings are go. Oh man, how have I played this so many times? I've never seen the dude with the headband.
Yeah, headband.
That may be my favorite Inkling yet.
We're gonna kind of watch how, we've been talking a lot, but we're just gonna watch we can just kind of watch how this game develops. I'm looking at the gamepad screen here myself, and just it's great too because you can see how your whole team fans out.
Yeah, it's really funny actually. You can see, and look at this blue ink. The guy on the blue team just powered through.
That's my style. You get as far up as you can. Don't worry about coverage, and then sort of work backwards.
Man, somebody just splattered. Oh,
boom.
That's some quick justice, though. Whoever splattered Smitty got splattered by one of his teammates. So, yeah, whoever's on that blue team, we should be following that guy.
Yeah,
he's awesome.
I love that little squid icon too. We see on the gamepad screen too. Like those people getting to play this game here at E3 are going to get this cool little squid sort of badge icon.
It's blue. So that blue just splattered Smitty and then instantly got a super weapon and started going to town. You got to go take that area, Smitty. It's intense. It's so bizarre to be like, I'm in the middle of this intense firefight, but you're like these Inklings with like ink guns.
I know. It's
He's splattering everything. It's like it's such a strange yet completely awesome concept. Wow, he is right in your base. He's doing that. That's the Ethan style.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. All that was left was a pair of headphones.
And I think these graphics are so pretty and so cute, and just the sort of splatter that it's sort of people may not realize how hardcore this can feel at times.
Yeah.
I mean, like it gives me. I feel like you can be as good as you can think, as good a strategy as you can think of. You can employ it. You know.
I gotta say that's how I've always felt as a longtime Nintendo fan. Is, you know, just because something that is adorable and has kind of cute graphics does not mean that you are not talking about an intense level of depth of strategy.
Oh no, the game is there. Whatever you want to bring to the table, the game will let you bring it.
There you go. So super weapon activate. You can see him just laying out trails of ink there. Smitty has no fear, man. He just diving directly into the deepest pools of blue.
We haven't talked a lot about too, but when you're in your opponent's color ink, you kind of get the screen kind of starts changing color. You slow down.
Yeah. So this is actually a really interesting dynamic. We're looking up at the map on the gamepad screen right now, and basically, what the orange team is deep in blue territory and is concentrating on basically around the blue's base. But blue is back. There's this one dude back in their base who's just partying on their entire thing. Smitty, do you see that? You got your base is like.
Blue is looking pretty dominant. I feel like we've had a couple matches that were really close. This one's looking pretty, like the tide's swung pretty far in the blue direction.
And it's really easy when you're playing to just be concentrating on the action in front of your face. But that's the perfect reason why you got to be looking down at your gamepad screen. It's like,
oh yeah,
you might not notice that somebody's partying in your house, and you got to tap on your base. You got to tap on your base, shoot back there, you know, and basically save it. Smitty, that is not.
Look at that cat too. Look at that dancing cat. Ooh.
Yeah, you can see that coming. See, now anything over 50% is what we would generally call a whooping.
That's a beat down.
That was almost 16.
And look at that.
Oh, man. They didn't even crack the top four.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Next round, man. You better step it up. This is going to be your last one, I think. If Smitty doesn't win this round, they're going to cut to Mr. Miyamoto. Keep track of your home base this time, man. Something that we should know, that I don't even know if we saw it, but you can't just run up and park yourself on the spawn point for the other person's base, right?
Yeah, like there's like sort of like a little, like an invisible dome.
Yeah. That's good. You know, there's nothing worse than basically getting splattered, popping back in, and then instantly getting splattered again.
Yeah, absolutely.
By someone like Ethan, who's hiding and waiting for you. All right, so Smitty's doing a better job of covering up back home.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot of work down front. He's got a super weapon, but a lot of times you want to save that.
But you can still see the same dude, that same blue guy is he's already knocking on the door. They're well over the middle spot. Nice shot. So you saw him get, I mean, he got 26 points.
Yeah, this is that point of the map, that middle, where it always ends up just sort of both colors.
We didn't talk too much about that, but you saw the little graphics on the side of the screen there when he was walking in the blue ink. That it really feels awful when you're in your opponent's ink. It's like not only, I mean, every step is like you're pulling your foot out of tar.
Absolutely.
So you move really slowly, but like the edges of your screen get nasty. I mean, you do not want to be in it.
You don't want. You can see it right now. It's just like you feel that slow down. You know you're in trouble.
They're throwing splatter bombs. Like, see, they're trying to control this center corridor. And that guy right there, oh, nice. Those visceral moments, man, where you
I love when you get splattered, too. It's like you disappear into the ink, but like your sweater's like.
Yeah, exactly. So all your gears just lying there. Just a remembrance.
Like these guys are in like hardcore battle, but they're wearing like flannel shirts, shorts, like cool kicks.
Wow, Smitty brought his game. Smitty decided that he was sick of us ragging on him backseat driving as he's playing. My favorite hallway. I'm gonna name this hallway after me.
So you can tell he's saving his super weapon until he's deep in enemy territory.
Look at the streaks that. So I mean, that's just, I can't even quantify how much ink that is. Basically, when you unload that thing, it's basically a vertical wall, right?
It's like a spinning cyclone, and it lays out this long path. And it's great because you can use that to also to your advantage to swim through those.
Nice. You see, he keeps getting. I don't know if we mentioned that before, but you get a lot of warnings whenever you get low ink. So there's a lot of really good, but I think subtle indicators on screen about, you know, basically your player maintenance, like how much ink do I have, how much am I splattering. It's
Yeah, that's part of it. Like when you're a squid, your inks refilling so quickly that if you're constantly sort of going in and out of squid form, you're not going to notice that you're running low on ink. So
Yeah.
it really is your advantage to sort of keep going into squid form.
I think I gotta change my strategy, man. I feel a little. I gotta say, I feel a little bit embarrassed about the way I normally attack this game. Oh wait, hang on. Let's see.
Oh, look at that.
Nice. Redemption.
See, that's all it took. Like,
Yeah, you can do one more. You want? I can talk about this game all day. I don't even care. Yeah, I was saying, I feel like I'm a little embarrassed about my own strategy because when I get splattered, like, I mean, part of me wants to jump to the front lines, but part of me also knows that if I land right in the middle of a firefight, I'm probably just gonna get splattered again.
Yeah.
So I kind of normally spawn back at the home base and then do a little housekeeping on my way back to the battle, you know, because I figure there's always gonna be someone who made inroads, and going and kind of cleaning up along the way is adding, you know, it's maintenance that you need to do.
Yeah,
you know?
later on in the match, it's hard to run past a part like uncovered turf and not want to like. You're trying to get back to the front, but you're like, ooh, I gotta get that. I gotta get that. Gotta get that.
Yeah, exactly. And so you're doing good. It's not like you're wasting time
No,
going up there.
helpful.
You're doing something that's
Because as we've seen, like it can come down to like 1 percentage point. So like that could be that one little bit that you ran past, thinking like, I don't need to worry about that. That could be the difference.
Yeah. All right. So now I feel a little bit better about myself. But Smitty doesn't even care. He just like he launches the front lines every single time and then just gets splattered. And I guess ultimately, I mean, there's no real harm in going and getting splattered over and over again. I mean, obviously, you're exploding into a big pool of ink.
You're not. Yeah. I mean, well, the disadvantage is if you're at the front line, you go back to your base, but then you can jump back forward. But you're also helping. You know, somebody's probably by splattering you, you're probably going to be able to advance on that territory.
I guess there's no huge penalty though. It's not like you. I mean, obviously, if you get to the end, it says you got splattered 10 times. It's a little bit embarrassing, but it's not the end of the world.
No, because you could still have helped your team win. So
I'm like obsessed with all these. Honestly, I feel like when I'm playing this, I don't notice any of these background elements. But now I'm like obsessed with all the graffiti and stickers and logos that I'm seeing in the background. It's like they've obviously already started fleshing this, you know, this Inkling world out. Yeah, like it exists somewhere.
It exists. I mean, there's a city. There's clearly like a monorail line above. Like I can't even imagine where this is gonna go.
Yeah, about it. We're starting to get some people waving at us, so I have a feeling that we're probably going to have to bail.
They're about to launch in another match, but I think as we've seen, like, you know, the great game. We're going to have a lot more coverage of this game, so let's kick it over back to the Nintendo Treehouse Live at E3 set. Got Mr. Miyamoto in the house. Thanks, guys, for watching.
Yeah, thanks a bunch. We'll see you soon.
Thanks, Eric.
welcome back to Nintendo Treehouse live at E3. I'm extremely pleased to introduce a very special guest to the stage for this segment. We have Miyamoto-san here to show us some special projects that he's been working on at our offices in Japan. Also joining me, I have Bill Trinan here who'll be doing translation, and Ed, who's also from the Treehouse. So I'll let you get us started.
Yes, please.
はい、
それでは始まりましょうか。
もうやりますか。
Shall we go?
We
Hi.
should go.
Yes.
僕 E3 にはWii U のね新しい仕組みいろいろ持ってきたんですけども、まず Wii U をリビングでいろんな楽しみ方をしてもらえることを説明に来ました。
So we've brought a number of games here to E3 that are taking advantage of the Wii U gamepad, but one of the things that I've been spending my time on is really making Wii U a device that's going to be much more convenient for you to have connected to your TV in the living room.
Wii U ゲームパッドを使ったね遊びをいっぱい持ってきたんですけど、その前にシステムを少しこの間更新したんですよね。
So we did bring all of these games that use the Wii U gamepad, but before that I want to just touch on the Wii U system update that we just released.
で6月3日に更新したので、これでゲームパッドは持つといつでもパッと画面が出て、でこの間まで遊んでたゲームを選んですぐに立ち上げられるようになったので非常に快適になったと思います。
So we just released this update for Wii U on June 3rd, and what it does is it makes it so that you can just turn the gamepad on instantly, and that has a quick start menu that gives you quick access to the games that you've been playing recently. Makes Wii U much easier to use and much more convenient to have in your living room.
ついでにWii Fit U のねフィットメーターもすごく短い時間でダウンロードできるようになりましたし。
So you also, if you're using your, for example, your Wii Fit U Fit meter, it makes it very easy for you to upload your data very quickly.
からまたピクミンなんですけどピクミンもねピクミン3のままなんですけども、新しいパッチでゲームパッド専用の操作を今度配信します。
And of course it's E3, so I have to talk about Pikmin, but we did just release a new patch for Pikmin 3. The game is still the same, but we introduced a new play control that uses only the touchscreen on the Wii U gamepad.
でそれをね試してもらうと初めての人でも遊びやすいし、結構今までの操作に慣れた人も新しい記録が出ると思います。
And so this new control scheme is very nice for people who are first-time players of Pikmin. It's easy for them to pick up and play. But also I think people who've been playing the game, if you start using this new control scheme, you're going to find that maybe you've got a chance to improve your scores even more.
はい、それよりも今日はねこのジャイアンロボットですね。
So now that I've done with that, I'd like to move on and talk about this first project, Giant Robot.
このジャイアントロボットと今日はザ・ガード、プロジェクトガードというのを紹介するんですけども、今日ちょっと一部の場所でねこれと一緒にスターフォックスも公開しました。
And so these two games that I'm going to show you here at Nintendo Treehouse Live, Project Giant Robot and Project Guard, we introduced to a small group just a couple of days ago, along with another game that I'm working on, which is a new Star Fox game for Wii U.
じゃあ僕ジャイアントロボット説明するんですけど、さっきね気がついたらジャイアントロボットのスタッフが来てるんですね会場に。
Oh, so yeah, I wanted to talk about Giant Robot here today, but what I just realized is I've actually got someone from the development team here, so I'm going to have him come out and help out.
で僕が説明するより彼が操作した方が絶対うまいと思うので。
So I think he can probably play for me a little bit better than I could play while I'm trying to explain. So I'm going to have him come out and play the game for us.
アートディレクターの田中君です。
This is Mr. Tanaka. He is the art director for Project Giant Robot.
絶対僕より上手なので。
He's definitely better at the game than I am.
ジャイアントロボットはねゲームパッドがロボットの体だと思ってください。で大きなロボットの体に自分が乗り込んで、でこう体を動かしてる。
So with Project Giant Robot, what you need to do is think of the game